I forgive all interruptive energies of entities that are out in the atmosphere, interfering with my well being. I forgive it emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. I forgive all spirit guides who pretended to be for my well being and were nothing but lower energy tricksters. I forgive that energy emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. I forgive all those who sit in judgment on how I dress, my weight, my being, my physical being, my appearance. I forgive all those who sit in judgment on that, who do not even know me. I forgive them emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. I forgive it. And I forgive all other hidden agendas, hidden painful energy that is out in the ethers, that is out in the subconscious being, that is out in the atmosphere all around me to wreak havoc with me in some kind of way. I forgive that energy emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. I forgive it. Taking another deep breath. Exhale it out. Now, like I said before, saying these particular words were going to be triggering. Reason out of nowhere, the first part just shut off, stopped streaming me. I wonder why. Very interesting. Shows you how powerful it is. I hope you got a lot out. Please leave me your info after you do this. Keep breathing. Breathe in another deep breath. Inhale, exhale it out. Let me know how you felt after you did this. And what are some of the strange occurring things that took place after you did this? Did someone call you and apologize? Did your body, did that anxiety you've been holding on to, all the fear, forgiving that fear and anxiety energy, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and letting it go and releasing it? How did you feel? How did you feel about letting that go? And breathing it out, releasing it, letting it be dissolved into that transmuting light, into that ultraviolet light, that ultraviolet flame of light, and allowing Archangel Michael to come through with his sword of truth and cut that energy. It's allowing it to be cut. Like I said, this is energy that is very potent and will ring very true. And it's energy when you're speaking it is going out in the ethers and you're releasing it. So it no longer has a hold on you. You're no longer a part of that line. And anything that deals with the mother father cells, anything that deals with the mother father image that has created pain in your life. There are some people walking around on this planet that are so angry their mother father is passed away in the ground, has been dead forever, and they're still holding on to their anger. They're still holding on to that pain. Let it go. Because how else are you going to heal if you don't let it go? The simple fact that you stay angry and resentful about it keeps it alive. It keeps it alive in your life. It creates blocks on what you're trying to create. It keeps your frequency down because you are going to constantly bring that energy into your space that might be associated with someone else that reminds you of somebody else, that reminds you of your mother or your father or what they did to you, or how you were raised, or how you were supposed to believe something. Okay? So I need you to think about that. I need you to really process this energy and how it makes you feel. Because there is a difference. You will definitely notice a difference just by you speaking it and saying and putting it out there and really saying how it's making you releasing that. Releasing all and forgiving the energy of rape, molestation, abuse, whether it be physical, mentally, emotionally, or spiritual. You're forgiving that energy of that. Addictions, putting your temple, your body through addictions, and you can't get free of it. Forgive the self for having the addiction, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. Forgiving that energy and stating and letting go of this. Forgive yourself. Forgive when you first started. Forgive who introduced you to it. Forgive the circumstances behind it. Forgive everything that has limited you right now into this moment that has been blocking you. Forgive all of that energy. Send it out. Let it be dissolved. Let Archangel Michael come through with his sword and cut those cords. Feel those cords being cut out of your crown, your third eye, your throat, your heart, your sacral, your solar plexus, your root, your soul star, your earth star, your etheric body, your subconscious body, the auric body, the blueprint body, the hologram body, the I am self. Feel all that energy being cut away. Feel all the attachment, negative energy attachment that you probably picked up somewhere. That's not yours. All that move and just release it. Move out all the friends, the people who you thought were your friends. Forgive that betrayal energy. Forgive that energy. Forgive how it made you feel emotionally. Forgive how it made you feel mentally. Forgive how it made you feel physically and spiritually. Forgive it. This type of work is what it takes so that you get anchored into five, six, and seventh dimensional energy and you're able to be in that instead of getting pulled constantly back and forth into the third dimension because of some kind of emotional trauma that keeps triggering you to keep staying in that energy, keep living from there, creating from that pain, creating from that hurt. We are just like the spiral. There's many layers to us in that spiral. Go into that spiral each layer, and keep releasing it till finally we go out and we're done. It's a work in progress. You're going to keep practicing to be the best you because all the other stuff outside of you was somebody else's belief put on you, somebody else's judgment put on you, somebody else's past pain, somebody else's karma energy passed down that we're shedding out of. And just release that and let it go. Think back of all the ones that did gambling, stole your money, lied to you, told you somebody stole the rent money and they got robbed, but really it was them that did it. Forgive it emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Forgive it. Forgive that energy. Release it and let it go. Forgive all the ones that constantly you thought when you went to these sacred groups gathering, there was always somebody there attacking you psychically or putting you down psychically or energetically because of envy and jealousy. You know what I'm talking about. Forgive that energy, how it made you feel emotionally, how it made you feel mentally, how it made you feel physically, and how it made you feel spiritually. Forgive it and allow once again Archangel Michael's sword of truth come through and cut that. Of all those gatherings you went to and didn't know what they were doing, that energetically has been bothering you. And you don't speak of it, but it's still there in the background, messing with you. Forgive all of that energy, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually. Allow Archangel Michael to cut those energy. Allow Archangel Raphael come in with this beautiful divine spiritual light of emerald green and healing energy that comes in and just goes into that heart place and allows you to just absorb that healing energy into every cell of your being. And forgive all of the world great lie energy, how it made you feel emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And just breathe in that beautiful, divine, emerald green light. And allow Archangel Raphael just bring in that healing and that correction. And allow Archangel Uriel to bring in that miracle that you're seeking. And allow the beautiful divine Mother Mary and Sophia to bring in that light and balance and healing and nurturing. Allow that light to just fill you up. And activate your light codes of what needs to be activated and bring in that energy to you. Breathe in. Okay, lovelies. I don't know what happened on part one. As soon as I called that divine light energy in, um, there was some weirdness that happened. So I'm gonna have to go back and look at part one and see what happened. Um, I don't know. I don't know what took place, but this is why there is a part two because it it's weird energy going on. So let's go ahead and take a look at card messages. And today you need to be working yourself, working on those energies. Know for a fact you felt the correction and with this forgiveness energy because it's very profound. You know, when you're consciously making a connection with something that happened to you, something that never sat well with you, that hurt you, and you didn't get that apology, or you had to leave that job because you knew you weren't being treated right, and you knew it was pulling you down. Okay. When we don't go in and forgive that, it stays with us. It's like malware, like a virus running in the background, constantly going because you'll get triggered and you pull it up and say, oh, yeah, that reminds me of when this happened to me. Oh, yeah, that reminds me when this happened to me. You know, how we were treated emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually when you were young. And you always felt that never good enough, not lovable enough, abandonment issues. All of that stuff stays with you until you acknowledge it, until you clear it out. Doesn't matter how old you are, till you actually say, yes, this hurt me, my father left me or my mother left me. I was abandoned until you acknowledge that and clear it mentally, physically, and spiritually, emotionally, getting that out. It just sits there constantly running. And as you get in your age and get a little bit older, it finally said, well, let me put myself on a new disc. Oh, well, let me have fibromyalgia. Oh, let me have Crohn's disease. Oh, let me have, all these disease stains come in, causing that delete, 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 not creating that in my body, but it starts to show up. Okay. That energy shows up. This is how we get dis-ease. So this is why we are now dissolving this. Yes. Hey, darling. Hey, darling. So this is also why forgive the self for addictions. Because sometimes our addictions came through our mother father cells. Our addictions came there if our mother fathers numbed themselves out because they couldn't handle their emotional trauma that they were going through, or their emotional abuse, or whatever it was. They couldn't handle it. So, drug of choice, smoking, drinking, whatever, was the way to deal with it. You know, forgiving that and allowing yourself to forgive it, allowing yourself to go back a year ago when all of this stuff started and how these lower being energies came in running their agenda and being able to forgive the loss, the trauma, the emotional hijacking, the programming of all of that energy, the fear factor, all of that energy that's been in there, and forgiving that. Now, here's the thing, you can say you forgave something, but you really didn't forgive it if you don't consciously feel it. You have to feel it. There are so many people walking around with something that their mother or their father did to them or did not give attention to. And in their adult life, they strike out at people because something that person did triggered them about something that their mother, father did to them. It happens to us all because we consciously have to make that decision to go into that spiral. Where is that layer? And consciously dissolve it, consciously remove it, and heal it so that you no longer have that charge trigger around it. Right now, a lot of energy is going to come up about not feeling good enough, not feeling lovable enough, feeling betrayed and lied to. That's really coming up for a lot of people. Old betrayals, old manipulation lies that somebody did to get what they wanted and used you in the process to get that, used you up. So you forgive the energy of that and forgive yourself for holding that resentment and that anger and that deep wound that's in there. We all have that wound because we keep doing stuff to kind of cover it up and we got to get it better. We got to feel better about ourselves. Oh, why don't we just go in and release it? Because when we release it and we free up, then we can come into a place of creating. Then we can come in a place of anchoring in and then not allowing people to say and do harmful things that makes you walk around and believe their scenario of you. You are not what they judged you of. You will know that in your own heart. How are you walking in your life? How are you standing in yourself? How are you in you? How do you connect to your higher self? Don't run around in this panic. Don't run around in this thinking that as you give up of everything around you, it's freeing you up. But what if you just needed to forgive an energy that's just playing like malware in the background, like a virus trying to get caught? Got to get that malware and get it out of there. This is where we are right now. And tomorrow, when that doorway opens up for the 10 days of that portal, it's game on. There's going to be stuff happening on the planet. When I saw the mapping of the galactic thing about the 10-day portal, then we got full moon and the eclipse. You know, when we have an eclipse, you know that's going to be 6 months of energy that we got to move through. 6 months of intense change. 6 months of it. That's a lot. So, this is the time to get in there and do this work. I know, I know. Been saying this a lot. We got to clear it out. We do have to clear it out because when you clear it out, you're no longer triggered. When you clear it out, you no longer tell the story. When you clear it out, you're no longer walking around paranoid and having anxiety. Wouldn't it be nice to just live a life where you're happy and joyful and you don't have anxiety? You're not reacting, having some kind of anxiety, which is really a panic of self, a panic of not trusting self, a panic of fear coming in. That's really what it is. They just give it a diagnosis so they can charge you for it and give you pills. Well, what if you decided to not have that anymore? Thank you, angels. Thank you, angels. Thank you. See that angel? What if you decide not to have it? Yes, lovely. Thank you. Thank you, mamas. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you. Come up and kiss me on my cheek. I love you too. What if you decided not to have that anymore? Because that energy alone is an old tape that keeps playing to you. I can't tell you how many people I hear. They say that all the time. I'm having anxiety. I had an anxiety. What was it? What triggered it? Because the trigger to that energy, to that fear, is something you need to clear so you don't have that anymore. Thank you. This is what it means to stand in your spiritual warriorship. Because to be a warrior means that you don't get triggered by that stuff. You see it for what it is. It goes back to that movie, Apocalyptus. Hopefully I said it right. When the tribe had to relocate in the mountain, okay? And it was a beautiful movie. It's a powerful movie, you know. He knew the whole setting of those mountains. And there was that one scene where his son witnessed a tribe of people moving through the forest, and they all have fear in their face, where they were attacked by another tribe. It's during the Mayan time. And he's looking, and the father sees his son, and he sees it, and he catches his son, and he says, I did not raise you to have fear in your heart. I did not raise you with that. Do not let that come into you and bring it back to our people. Bring it back to the tribe. Bring it back to our home. Get rid of it. The father saw that fear and anxiety going into his son and caught it so that his son wouldn't let it come in and root. And then he walks back to the tribe with that energy, that fear. Haven't we been experiencing that? The fear, the trauma of seeing tribes fear, and then it roots in us, then we carry it and we take it where we go and have anxiety and fear and trauma. That father, the warriorship he represented to his son, was teaching him right there, don't take it in. I did not raise you with fear. Don't take it in. How many of you were raised with fear, were raised with that anxiety, and you wonder why you have it and wonder why you have anxiousness and then you don't know where in because it came from their self that didn't know themselves how to deal with it. So this is why you have to do this work. This is why in this lifetime right now, we all came here putting up with this shenanigans of what's happening on this planet because we had a lot to clean up from our mother father selves, from the ones before us that were so busy going through trauma, trying to survive. We're cleaning all that up right now because in that cleanup, in that healing, comes the liberation, comes the true manifestation of self, comes the anchoring in of our divinity of who we are, comes our true warrior self. That's how we stand in it. We get in and do the work. We can't brush it off. You can't numb it up right now. Fifth dimension, sixth dimension, seventh, eighth, and ninth are not going to let you do that. The true passport, I'm going to tell you what the true passport is. And these other beings don't have one. The true passport is getting in, cleaning up the work so that when you go into your ascension and anchor in, you're there. You're living in that space. This outside space can't come into it because it doesn't have the frequency to come into it. It only has a frequency to exist if you match it with fear, anxiety, sadness, anger, frustration, pissed offness. That's how you keep it. That's how you keep it. That's how you stay there. That's how it stays right there. Right now, time to do this work. We have that next level we're going up to, and it's going to get a little crazy. This is warriorship time in a way that you've never fought before, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Sometimes it'll wear you down, but can you get back up? Sometimes you're going to feel like you can't get up. Sometimes you're going to feel like, F this, I'm throwing in the towel. I've been there. I know a lot of people that have been there. I can't do it anymore. What the hell am I doing? This is when you're fighting the most. And you're going to feel it today, tomorrow. And then as we go through this 10-day portal energy up to that lunar eclipse, gravitational flip time. Here we go. Proton belts. Light body activation. Moving into that, you got to take care of the self and hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Thank you, loved ones. Thank you. Thank you. They're all in here today. They're like, cool. I'm like, okay. I like the one that came up and kissed me on my cheek. That was beautiful. Any questions before I move off? And tomorrow, please look for my post. I will have a post that is going to take us through a 10-day journey through this portal. Light workers, starseed, teachers of holistic ways, you need to be really helping your people, your tribes that are following you on your channels or networking together. Be so light. Everyone network. Now is the time we have to move through this stuff. You deserve to have what you're looking for. You deserve to create the life you want to have. But you can't do it if you're still back here living in the past, holding on to this crap. You can't do it back here. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you getting it? I hope you're getting it. Okay, I'm going to do the last part of the card. If you have questions, please put it in the chat. Let's see what the message is, shall we? And that when, if you're living in California, especially Northern California, don't be out in there. Cover up your head. Do wear something over your nose so that you're not breathing all the particles, because that's going to make you be sneezing and congested and irritating you. That is understandable. Okay? So just breathe in. Oh my goodness gracious, golly gee. Thanks for the thumbs up. Okay. Card one. Comes the second one. And this is just messages you might want to think of. How does this flow for you today? Okay, lovelies. Let's see. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, and all ascendant ones, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, all benevolent light beings. Thank you for holding sacred space. From the east to the north to the west to the south. Thank you. I open the circle now. All right, here's the message. Oh, shut up. Let me go. Channeling. I think I did that already. Channeling. And Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundation, the divine plan. I like that. Seeding the light, laying the foundation, the divine plan. How beautiful is that? So, what's your divine plan? What is your next, please get in the habit of this, your next aligned action to take? What is your soul alignment? What is it? What is calling to you? What is it? What is it? What's calling to you? Is it telling you, oh, don't go out, go rest, go take a tea, go be? What's it? What's calling to you right now? What is it? Take that next aligned action. What are you channeling? What's the message? And please get in the habit of asking, is this coming from benevolent true light source? Because if you're in California, thank you, lovely. If you're in California, you are on net, that net energy, the false net light over us. All right. All right, lovelies. I hope everyone got what they needed. Please, I'm going to go back and check video, the first one, because I'm not really sure what happened. Just cut off. I'm like, oh, didn't want me to do anything, huh? All right, lovelies. I hope you really got what you needed out of this. Please do the work. Please, please, please be good to yourself. All right. I love you all. Thank you for your love and your support. I have a surprise. I'm working on something today, and I'm going to be really excited when I do it. Ah! Someone took some time with me and showed me something, and I'm like, ooh. So I got a little bit of a good teaching this morning, which was really good. It helped um, lighten my mind to want to do this because I struggle with it. I needed to learn how to do it. So thank you. Please step it up, peoples. You know someone needs some help with something in their challenge, technically. Please step it up. Assist that person. Help that person. You are probably the key that's helping them. They need that so they can get to their abundance or their prosperity. They need to learn it. And if you know how to teach it, please do that. And then let all your blessings roll in on you. All right, I've just said that. Be so light. My name is Priestess McKellar. Also, Yana. Have a good day. Be good to yourself. I love you. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, thank you for the love. They just flying all over the place. Oh, it's right there. Are you gonna come back down? Are you gonna give me a kiss? I saw you go up. Are you gonna come back down and give me a kiss? I'm just waiting. All right, I guess I got all the kisses I'm gonna have today. I don't know. All right, lovelies. Be good to yourself, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna be starting that 10-day program. But let me get my surprise up. All right, much love. Bye.